things, I'll keep you on here to pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Come in, Michael.
Oh, Dave Morandi,
Here.
Maria Early,
Yes.
Lynn Miller,
Here.
Fran Murphy,
Here.
and Trustee Bellotto is absent.
Okay, good evening, everyone. We have name tags here so everyone knows the masked people on the dais. Hope everyone out there is doing good. Definitely crazy time. So let's see, we've instructed all of our heads of departments and committee chairs to stay away and submit their reports today, so we'll be reading all of those, doing the best we can. First we have the financial report. We also told Michelle to please stay home. I'll just read the highlights for April 14th. There are several webinars this week to review what, if any, financial funding grants are available to municipalities. I will be listening in or watching a recorded version. At first glance of reviewing some of the larger programs, the village does not qualify due to population and size, as well as due to lack of need for medical equipment in large quantities of PPE. Check was received from Putnam County for the balance of the tax levy for fiscal year 2019-2020. There are no changes to the budget that is to be adopted tonight. Last set of changes was emailed on Monday, April 6th in the morning. Attached is a general fund report for revenues and expenses through March 31st, along with projections for the final 2 months for fiscal year. Overall, I believe the village's revenues will still exceed expenses. Anyone want to comment on anything there? No? Okay, thank you, Michelle. Stay safe. Next we have a report from the police department. I'll just give a quick, total number of calls and service were 60. Total number of tickets issued was 65. And let's see. That's it. Okay, that's from Larry. Next is the rec department. I'm not sure what, I have one here. I don't know who it's from.
Phillipstown, that's Bob Flaherty's.
What's that?
It's Bob Flaherty's.
Oh, that's Bob Flaherty, okay.
That's just nothing.
I guess
Nothing from rec.
What's that?
Nothing from rec. Just
Okay,
those
so
reports.
we're jumping to the town of Phillipstown. Town hall renovations are moving along on schedule. Elevator shaft is completed. We will be restoring the original tin ceiling on the second floor. All interior framing is completed. Roughing and plumbing, electric, AV, and data. Sheetrock has been started. Insulation is being installed. Approved a few change orders. We are to offer $100 Food Town vouchers for those who have fallen on difficult times. Just call 265-5200, no questions asked. Access to Drug World gift certificates or gift cards are capped at $100 per month. Remind everyone to complete their U.S. Census for 2020. And finally, our dog control officer will be resigning at the end of the month. We do have a candidate who is interested on taking over the position. Next we have from the fire department, Tommy Marion's their chief. Alarms for March 8th. 1 electrical hazard, 1 open burn, 2 motor vehicle accidents, 3 AFAs, and 1 road closure.
What's an AFA?
I do not know. Anyone know? Questions on that? Okay, water department, let's see, reservoir status is 100% capacity, in April. Let's see, flow, 2019 FLOTUS system, we don't even need that, sorry, we'll do monthly rainfall, 1.63 inches. Bacterial lab tests, all routine bacteriological monthly samples are, all were found in good standing. Catskill DEP project, Beatty Watson surveying conducted and report received, no updates. District hydrant flushings was conducted the week of April 6th through 10th. Finally got one in. So. Wastewater department, let's see, total, I don't know, I'm just gonna read, let's see. PCDOH inspection took place on Thursday. Outfall signs needs to be updated with current information and remounted. Kimball Avenue pump station valve replacement, Orange check and gate valve replaced on number 1 pump side of piping on March 11th. Both pumps now in operation. Market Street pump station, earth care, vactured out fats, oils, and grease, accumulations from the wet well on March 11th. And Kimball Avenue pump station alarm panel received upgrade alarm panel and mounting equipment from PCS, installed by PCS, postponed due to COVID, potentially 3rd or 4th week of April. Building department, new building permit applications were received, 5, building permits issued 5, dumpster permits issued 1, COs issued 2, HDRB referrals 2. Let's see, fees for record search and other fees collected for the month of March, $1,312. No new project of note. Village Highway Department, for the month of March, we touched up the paint on all the benches, cleaned 3/4 of village streets, cleaned the leaves from McConnell Park, and put back 10 no parking signs on River Road. We lost the service of Joe Narak and Aiden Seagull during the month. We had no salting event, which caused, we had one salting event, which caused the 93 International to slide off the road and crash. Actually, it wasn't due to the salting event, it was a snow or icing event. Scott Monroe salted for us during this event. We hired a new seasonal employee in Adam Hoteling and a new part-time driver in Bob Newell. Bob will just be, has a CDL and will be taking over most of the routes for garbage and recycling. We put new brushes on the Bobcat sweeper attachment and replaced the broken windshield wiper on the Bobcat as well. We had added a few standard operating procedures to sanitizing ourselves and equipment during the COVID-19 pandemic. For the coming month of April, we're looking to finish cleaning the streets, finish cleaning up the parks, and looking to hire and train a new replacement for Joe Nora. Let's see, Justice Court, fines, forfeited bails, and civil penalties, $2,925. Parking tickets, $1,240. Civil fees, $332.50. Mandatory state surcharges, $2,314, for a total of $6,811.50. Okay, this brings us, anything from the Board of Trustees?
I've received a whole bunch of information about the need for something that was on the agenda a couple weeks ago about supporting the establishment of a Putnam Human Rights Commission.
Oh, okay.
It's a whole bunch of stuff. I haven't read all of it yet. It's like pages and pages and pages of stuff. But it kind of looks on the surface like we might want to join in with Phillips Count in encouraging the establishment of this. I'll get some information. Once I can pour through it all, I'll do an outline. Send it over. Summarize, yeah. It's like 600 pages worth of stuff, so.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, it's interesting though,
Right.
and I think there is a need for it here, so.
Okay. Review?
I spoke to Mark, the boat club, because we got new regulations this week that marinas are no longer essential and need to be shut down, marinas and, boat clubs and so on. So I spoke to Mark. There are some of the docks in, but very few of them, and I think there's about 4 boats. I went down and looked at them yesterday. There's about 4 boats in already. He was going to basically lock up, other than the people who have boats in there, gonna allow them to just go check their boats until we can again reopen. I'm just gonna tell everyone else that no more docks are to go in, no more boats are to come down until such time that, we get a clearance from the governor that the marinas can be open again. Other than that, I think there was about, I've got an email from, the lady from, General Code asking if we wanted to talk some more about doing the E-code, and I put her off until late June, at least, until we can figure out how our budget is running. That's about all I have.
I'll just give a shout out to 2 of our representatives, Supervisor Shea and also Legislator Nancy Montgomery, who are nonstop trying to improve services that we're receiving from Putnam County, trying to get a test station, making all the necessary calls, and they're out there every day. I see stuff where they're working on trying to make things better, trying to get the PPEs for all of the departments and things like that. So they've been really working hard. Like to also thank Neil Zuckerman and MTA for quickly kind of responding, whether it's coincidental or not, responding to our request to stop as many tourists as we can, visitors to Breakneck area. They pretty much immediately shut down the parking lot. Also, Scenic Hudson, again, maybe coincidental, but we all kind of wrote to them and talked to their leadership, and they closed down the parking at Mount Beacon. So thank you for doing that. Also, Evan and Parks, although they kind of have their hands tied a bit because of the governor's leaving parks open, they did restrict as much as they could on the side parking. So I think that was a lot to do with Evan and his persuasion. But Supervisor Shea and I did meet with Eric Coulsade from Parks, and hopefully that meant something. They did cut some of the parking down there. About all I have on this. Every morning we just get updates, which are basically just how many more people have been diagnosed or whatever, confirmed with COVID. I think that's about it. That's all I have.
I see that the MTA has reinitiated the trains to Breakneck.
What's that?
The MTA has reinstated the trains to Breakneck.
Oh, they have?
Yes, they have.
They're stopping at Breakneck now?
Pardon me?
They're stopping at Breakneck now?
They suspended it during the winter, but I checked the schedule yesterday, and they're scheduled for at least this Saturday.
I'll see if I can, I'll
Is there any status from the MTA on the overpass, the elevator,
no. On the overpass right now?
our overpass?
Oh, our overpass, no, I haven't heard anything.
Because they had said that it would be completed by spring.
I don't know, they can definitely do it. I think they're considered essential. I will, I'll touch base with them and also, about that. That's crazy. Okay, to the beef of our meeting tonight, we have the budget for approval. So we have 3 resolutions. First one is resolution 707-2020 general fund budget. Resolution adopting a general fund budget for the fiscal year commencing on June 1st, 2020 and ending May 31st, 2021, making appropriations for the conduct of the Village of Cold Spring government and establishing the rates of compensation for officers and employees for such period. Whereas this board has met at the time and place specified in the notice of public hearing on the tentative general fund budget and heard all persons desiring to be heard thereon, now therefore be resolved that the tentative general fund budget as amended and revised and as hereinafter set forth in the amount of $2,482,831 is hereby adopted, and that the several amounts stated in the column titled tentative in the tentative general fund budget, but hereafter referred to as adopted in Schedule A, are hereby appropriated for the objects and purposes specified, and the salaries and wages stated in the salary schedule of the tentative general fund budget shall be and are hereby fixed at the amount shown therein, effective Tuesday, April 14, 2020. And further be it resolved that the tentative Fireman's Service Award tax levy, as amended and revised, and as hereinafter set forth in the amount of $34,000, is hereby adopted, and the amounts stated are hereby appropriated for the object and purposes specified, and are hereby fixed at the amount shown therein, effective April 14, 2020. I will make a motion to approve the general fund budget, Resolution 7-2020.
Second,
Roll call.
Trustee Murphy,
Yes.
trustee Early,
yes,
trustee Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Morandi.
Yes. People vote not present. Next, we have Resolution 08, 2020, Water Fund Budget, a resolution adopting water fund budget for the fiscal year commencing on June 1st, 2020, and ending on May 31st, 2021, making appropriations for the conduct of the Village of Cold Spring government and establishing the rates of compensation for officers and employees for such period. Whereas the board has met at the time and place specified in the notice of public hearing on the tentative water fund budget and heard all persons desiring to be heard thereon. Now therefore be resolved that the tentative water fund budget as hereinafter set forth in the amount of $623,154 is hereby adopted, and that the several amounts stated in column titled tentative in the tentative water fund budget, but hereafter referred to as adopted in Schedule F, are hereby appropriated for the objects and purposes specified, and the salaries and wages stated in the salary schedule of the tentative water fund budget shall be and are hereby fixed at the amount shown therein, effective Tuesday, April 14, 2020. I will make a motion to approve resolution number 8-2020 water fund budget.
I'll second.
Who seconded?
Lynn,
Thank you.
Lynn?
Trustee
Roll call.
Murphy,
Yes.
trustee Early,
yes,
trustee Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Morandi.
I vote yes. Finally, resolution 9-2020 sewer fund budget. A resolution adopting sewer fund budget for the fiscal year commencing on June 1st, 2020 and ending May 31st, 2021, making appropriations for the conduct of the Village of Cold Spring government, establishing the rates of compensation for officers and employees for such period. Whereas this board has met at the time and place specified in the notice of public hearing on the tentative sewer fund budget and heard all persons desiring to be heard thereon. Now therefore be resolved that the tentative sewer budget as herein after set forth in the amount of $561,083 is hereby adopted, and that the several amounts stated in the column titled tentative in the tentative sewer fund budget, but hereafter referred to as adopted, in Schedule G are hereby appropriated for the objects and purposes specified in the salaries and wages stated in the salary schedule of the tentative sewer fund budget shall be and are hereby fixed at the amounts shown therein, effective Tuesday, April 14, 2020. I will make a motion to approve resolution 9-2020 sewer fund budget.
A second?
Trustee Murphy,
Yes.
trustee Early,
yes,
trustee Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Morandi.
Yes. Thank you everyone for your work on the budget again. Thank you, Michelle and Jeff. We have one request. I don't know if anyone's had time to read it. It is from Colin Wright, the Cold Spring Farmer Market Manager, requesting to use, I guess I'll just read it quick. Good to talk to you today. This is talking to Jeff. Good to talk to you today. Thanks for your guidance with this. The Cold Spring Farmers Market is exploring the option to host a small market at the end of Main Street in the village on Wednesdays between 4 and 7 during the summer months from May to October. The market would host between 3 to 4 vendors weekly offering basics like bread, fruit, vegetables, and perhaps meat and eggs. Ideally, the market would be held in the turnaround at the end of Main Street. We would also consider moving up to the sidewalk between the bathrooms and the tunnel if the turnaround would not be available. I have been in communication with Eliza Starbuck in her role as president of the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber has offered their support and encouragement for this endeavor. We aim to support local agricultural business and enhance food access and security during these uncertain times. Some information: farmers markets have been deemed essential businesses during COVID-19 pandemic. We're following the safety protocols and procedures issued by the CDC, local and state officials, and from New York's Farmers Market Coalition. We're committed to stopping the spread of this virus. Our goal is to ensure access to food in a safe and reliable way. If you have any additional questions or concerns, I'd be happy to talk anytime. Please advise on the proper procedure if there are permits to require. Floor is open.
They wanna be in the turnaround?
That's what they say. Yes,
I think that's a bad idea.
I totally agree with that.
Maybe, maybe between the tunnel and the bathrooms, maybe. But
I don't
it
see how
seems
they,
like parking would be a problem.
Yeah, but this is, I mean, I like the idea, because first of all, it's a Wednesday night, which means it's more geared to the residents rather than, anybody else coming up for the weekend, and it's something that I think would be nice for us. I see the farmer's market here on Saturday, and, people will drive, but a lot of people just walk to it, and people, on a Wednesday night from 4 to 7, and people will walk down there. If they're gonna have 3 to 4 vendors out there, that's not a lot. I don't know if they need to be exactly in the turnaround, but maybe on the sides or however. Because when they have it here, you walk up the driveway and you go to whichever side the vendor is that you wanna see, and then you stand in line at that vendor so that they're spacing it, and they're very good at keeping people spaced. I like it, I think it's, I think it should be something we should try, especially because it is a weekday and it's something that I think the locals would hopefully use. So, I don't think they should be exactly in the driveway, the turnaround, but on the grass on both sides, maybe 2 vendors on each side. On a Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, I think that's not a bad deal.
I'm not for the location at all. I just think that, first of all, I don't know how many people will go there, but if there's a number of people and if we're still keeping social distancing, you're not gonna use the turnaround, they're gonna be standing all over the place.
Yeah.
Right at the end of
It's hard to imagine how they would control it.
And they control it on St. Mary's without
Well, I
problem.
know, they do a pretty
Yeah.
good job controlling it there, but I don't see how they could do the same thing there between the tunnel and the bathrooms.
So between the tunnel and the bathrooms, I don't think, I'm talking about the other side of the other side of the.
Oh, the other side
tracks.
the other side of the tracks,
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking when they say turnaround.
No, they're talking about the
Main
foot of Main Street.
Oh, I'm thinking the other side of the track.
Oh,
No,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Yeah, as a farmer's market vendor, on the other side of the tracks would be a dot of a location, I
Yeah,
would
but
participate.
if the
if I
locals
were
know
vendor.
about it, they'll go there.
Hmm?
If the people know about it, they'll go.
Some might.
I think they could find they should
I've
find
done
it.
lots of these evening markets, they're all dogs, nobody makes any money. I mean, I'm just talking about it from the perspective of the
I'm
vendor.
surprised they wanna do it every week.
I'm,
But-
yeah,
But I know, I like the idea of it.
I do too, it's just,
What about Dockside or Mayor's Park?
Yeah, I think they could do that.
Or the Tot Lot,
Or the what?
the Tot Park.
I've always
McConville
thought
Park.
that would be a great location for
McConville
Mark.
Park.
McConville.
The console might be not a bad deal.
There's
I'm
parking.
good with anywhere.
There's parking on
There.
High Street, there's parking on Haldane Street.
And
It's-
if there's
it's
only 3
walkable.
vendors, like they said, it should be no problem.
Should be adequate, yes.
McConville would be nice.
I'm fine with that.
And easier access for people who are walking,
Mm-hmm.
you know. less driving to it.
Alright. I'll have Jeff contact them and say, but put our names totally out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was picturing the turn, I was thinking the other side of the tracks, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that would be,
Yeah.
okay. Let's see, we have, a few more things. Trustees meet, Board of Trustees workshop meeting, April 7th. I'll make a motion to accept or approve.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye?
I skipped over you, Lynn, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
You can wrap it up then.
Oh, we had another, do you wanna go ahead and just finish the minutes, cause there was another
Oh,
one.
was there another one there?
Yeah, the 10th.
I didn't see it.
The 10th, that's the one with the Frank
Okay,
Haggerty.
you wanna do it? Like the
Make
motion?
a motion to approve the minutes for the board meeting for April 10th.
Second?
Any discussion?
Did we want to add, that we got a letter from Frank Haggerty to this one?
I guess we should.
Do
Do
we
we
want?
need
I
another
mean, do you
motion?
remember how we did that? I mean, did we, I know I
you s-
mentioned.
I know you said you had it, I don't remember if you mentioned who it was from.
Oh, okay.
Should we read it into, or should we have it just mentioned in the minutes that we
We
have?
should have it mentioned in the minutes.
Okay, so we'll, all right, so we need to adjust those minutes.
We need a new motion.
Okay, so we'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the board meeting of April 10th as adjusted, or as amended. To add mention of the fact that we got a letter from a resident, Frank Haggerty, regarding the budget.
We got another letter there too, right?
Yeah, but that was before, we already
And that
mentioned
was read in?
That was
Okay.
read in. Is that motion good?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
You good with that, Michael?
Yeah,
Okay.
Brian,
Wasn't
you
sure.
good?
Well, I can see your eyes. I'm
Oh, wait,
not-
okay, I'm gonna do it,
I'll let you know if I have a problem.
All right.
Fran will get the wording to Jeff.
okay.
All right, so we got some bills. I make a motion to approve batch number 5523 for a total amount of $49,961.94.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anything from Mike, from Michael?
Just that, when I spoke to Neil Zuckerman, when I did the article on the positive train control braking, and he said that, I asked him about the elevator, and he simply said that there was a problem in the supply chain and that parts or materials were delayed, basically. But he did not give a date for estimated completion.
Anything else from anyone? That's it. Oh, motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all. Mike, I think we're playing it by ear in the meetings if we don't have anything, so
Yeah.